Hi everyone, and welcome to lesson 1.2 of Elite Youth Business Academy, You and Entrepreneurship. Today we're going to be talking about the characteristics and trait of a good entrepreneur and how you can be working to reflect them. My name is Guhan,
And I'm Soham.
and now let's get into it. So now going over the table of contents, we're first going to be talking about the characteristics of a good entrepreneur. We're going to be moving on to good team skills and what teamwork is. We're going to be going over the pros and cons of different things. And lastly, a practice to make sure that you guys really understood what happened in today's lecture. So now starting off with the characteristics, Soham.
Yeah, so before going into entrepreneurship or any type of business related field, it's important to understand that businesses may not always succeed. You may not always make profit. In fact, you could most of the time make a loss. As per recently collected surveys, it has been found that only 25% of businesses survive the first 15 years. This is just proof that entrepreneurship, while exciting and really great for opportunistic people, it is extremely difficult and is only the high chances of your success depend on luck most of the time, more than just any of the hard work you or your team do. And if you're knowledgeable about the topic, companies might fail because of poor planning and poor research. It could be because of lack of knowledge in their respective industries. It could be a lack of an entrepreneurial characteristics. This is why it's important to do a self-assessment before you become an entrepreneur. And the most important of them all, it could be due to a lack of teamwork. If your team is not working well together, if your team has no chemistry, your company has a 99.99% chance of failure. So these are some key entrepreneurial characteristics. This could be independence. You like to make your own decisions and do something you enjoy. An example of this could be Phil Knight, the Nike CEO, who enjoyed running and creating his own company for running shoes. You want to be confident. You like to make decisions and are able to take responsibility for a poorly made decision, and you're able to think on your feet. That's the most important part. Example of this could be owners stuck with their business during problems during COVID-19, which is obviously a big time downhill ride for most businesses. They lost business because everybody was in isolation, as you all know. And the third thing is determination. You're able to persist through hard times and experience many instances of failure. That does not derail you from your eventual end goal. An example of this is Thomas Edison, the inventor. He took 1,000 tries before creating the light bulb. Obviously, we don't know if that's true or not, but that's what they say, so we have to believe it. And the fourth thing is being goal oriented. If you know what you want to achieve and you strive to achieve it, you have your chances of becoming a successful entrepreneur are very high. An example of this is Mark Zuckerberg. He dropped out of Harvard and started running his own business with another guy. His goal was to enhance communication between the people, and that's why he created Facebook, the social media app that eventually blew up and became a massive hit. The last few characteristics are being creative. You like to think of new ways to market business and solve problems that may pop up eventually in your business. You want to be hardworking. You want to basically work beyond what is expected and continuously learn to stay on top of the market trends. And basically, you keep learning. Learning never really ends for you. You're always seeking more knowledge, which is really crucial to be an entrepreneur. You also need to be good networker, like meeting others who can be valuable resources, potential investors, venture capitalists, such like that. And you also have to be kind of modern to keep up with the current times, keep up with the current technologies, etc., to basically eventually work more efficiently and keep up with the technology and regulations of the date.
So now we're going to be talking about learning characteristics every day. Phil Knight, Nike's founder, had developed many characteristics differently compared to other CEOs. Running track in high school had taught him valuable skills, including patience, hard work, determination, and etc. This means that these skills that Soham went into very deeply, you just don't have to learn them by reading a textbook or watching a video. You guys can learn them just by your day-to-day life. You guys already have developed many of these skills just by being here and listening to this video. You guys have already learned about determination and responsibility. Learning other skills throughout the way, without ever attending business school or receiving formal business knowledge, had taught Phil Knight skills that he found crucial as a CEO in the future. Knight shows us that you don't need to go through business school to gain the characteristics required to be a professional entrepreneur. In fact, many people like Mark Zuckerberg also did not complete their college careers. Your day-to-day activities help you develop the necessary skills. So now, going over to working with a team, as Soham said, it is the most important aspect about being an entrepreneur. Cooperation and compromise is crucial. Even when starting your own business, it is important to understand that you are working with other people who also bring good ideas to the table. You may be an entrepreneur, but you may not have the brightest idea in computer science, for example. That's where there's someone else there to take over that task. Part of being a successful entrepreneur is learning to accept these opinions and being open to compromise with those other stakeholders around you. In addition to just you, these peers also need to have good teamwork skills. So this means that even though someone may have other ideas compared to you, you still need to be able to take them like with respect, with integrity, being able to see things objectively. So just because you have an idea and someone else has an idea, doesn't always mean your idea is better or their idea is better. You have to take both together. These skills could include commitment to help the company meet its goals, competency and expertise in their roles. They're able to communicate easily with those around them. They're able to cooperate without making much of a fuss that would be detrimental. They're consistently able to come up with new ideas from new perspectives. All these together creates a lot of good teamwork capabilities within your company. And
now we're going to talk about the skill set and the characteristics. This is the main thing to understand before getting into any type of organization or starting your own organization, is that this is the one crucial point. Entrepreneurship is not meant for every single person. If that was the case, there would be no new ideas for businesses and everybody would want to be starting up their own business to make profit. However, that's not realistic, and obviously, if you don't have the skills to be an entrepreneur, it's not recommended that you go into entrepreneurship, because the chances of you failing are extremely high, and that's going to lead to your poor mental health and a lower financial stability. To understand if the field of business is right for you, it is really crucial that you take a self-assessment of your skills beforehand to understand your skills and your weaknesses, to see how compatible you are to run your own business. Additionally, to be successful in the entrepreneurship career field, even if your skills are compatible, you need to have an unwavering commitment to guiding your company to success, even if you go through failures of massive magnitudes. To do this, it's recommended that you choose a field that truly interests you, like a passion or a hobby, to create an environment you and your colleagues will definitely be able to enjoy working in and with each other. For example, if you don't work in an environment you're very knowledgeable about, or you don't really care about, your company's chances of success are very limited, because you're not really willing to put in that commitment that is really needed to be a successful entrepreneur. And now we're going to go over the pros and cons. So the pros and cons of running a business, we're going to talk about that now. Some pros are, you are your own boss. You get to choose what you want to do with your career. You get to choose how you want to run your business. You get to choose just anything. You get to, pretty much anything and everything about running a business. In addition, you also, if your business is successful, which is sometimes rare, you are able to make large sums of money for which you can create generational wealth. Some cons are, as I mentioned earlier, it's extremely risky. The chances of success is greatly outweighed by the chance of failure. But this is important to not let yourself down. You have to keep pushing and just hope for the best. Eventually, put in the work, and eventually results will come. The second thing is, you also face uncertain and irregular income. Like I said, you could also make large sums of money. You could also go a month without a full paycheck. That's how unbalanced entrepreneurship is. That's why it's really crucial to have that commitment, despite your pay, despite your hours, despite everything, that you're still committed to running your business. And the third thing, like I said, is you have to work long hours sometimes to make your company work, come up with new business plans, new pitches, etc. And the cons are, you usually have to make major decisions by yourself, despite your team's ideas or your team's efforts. And eventually, the last decision, the final decision, comes down to the entrepreneur.
Alright guys, so to end off today's lecture, I noticed a lot of information. We have a light joke. So, Soham, I felt lonely, so I bought some stocks.
So what do you do?
It's nice to have a bit of company. That was a good one, wasn't it?
That was a great joke.
Alright guys, thank you so much for attending the lecture today. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at eliteyouthbusinessacademy@gmail.com, or Elite Business Academy on Instagram. We hope to see you guys for the next lesson. See you later.